Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are fine and healthy. Today the topic of our lesson is Ozymandias. It's a poem written by P.P. Shelley. Now dear student, I will like to give you the brief summary of today's lesson Ozymandias. इस पोइम में पोइट ने ओzymandias के ज़वाल की दास्तान बयान की है। वो एक मगरूर बादशाह था। लोगों के यहाँ इसकी बहुत इज्जत और शान थी। जब वो मर गया, एक संग तराश ने इसका मुजस्समा बनाया और बहुत सारे बामानी अल्फाज इसके नीचे लिखे। एक मुसाफिर जंगल में से गुजर रहा था। इसने एक मुजस्समे को देखा। इसकी दो बगैर दाढ़ के टांगें थी। मुजस्समा गुरूर की अक्कासी करता था। इसके होंठ से नफरत और गुरूर टपकता था। इसके जिस्म से गुस्सा टपकता था। लेकिन अब सब कुछ खत्म हो चुका है। इसकी शान शौकत और इज्जत ने इसका साथ छोड़ दिया है। मुजस्समे के नीचे बहुत सारे बेअल्फाज लिखे हुए थे। इन अल्फाज का मतलब ये था कि सिर्फ अच्छे कामों का बदला ही मिलता है। शान शौकत के रास्ते कब्र की तरफ जाते हैं। दुनिया के बादशाहों को नेक और अच्छे काम करने चाहिए। Now I will read the whole poem Ozymandias. I met a traveler from an antique land. मैं एक कदीम मुल्क से आने वाले सियाह से मिला। Who said? जिसने कहा, to vast and trunkless legs of stone. सेहरा में पत्थर की दो बड़ी बड़ी और ताड़ के बगैर टांगे खड़ी हैं। Stand in the desert near them on the sand. और इनके करीब ही रेत में मदहून शिकस्ता चेहरा मौजूद है। Half sunk and shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lips and sneer of cold command. जिसकी तीवरियां और पुरशकन होंठ और सर्द महरी की नफरत अमीज मुस्कुराहट ये बयान करती है। Tell that its sculptor while those passion read. कि इसका बुतराज इन जज्बात को बखूबी समझता था। Which yet survives stamped on these lifeless things. जो अभी तक बाकी थे, जो इन बेजान चीज़ों पर मुनकिश हैं। The hands that mocked them and the heart that fed. और इस हाथ ने जिसने इसका मजाक उड़ाया और इस दिल को जिसने इन्हें परवरिश किया। And on the pedestal these words appear. अभी तक इसे कायम रखे हुए हैं और पायास्तों पर ये अल्फाज साफ नजर आते हैं। The sonnet gives an imaginary. तहलियाती स्टोरी कहानी। I met में मिला। The poet met. शायर मिला। A traveler returning from antique land, the ancient land of Egypt. Egypt क्या थी? मिस्र is called antique, कदीम. Because it was the seat of ancient civilization which dated back to 50 centuries before Christ. Was big, trunkless, without the upper part of the body. जिस्म के ऊपर वाले हिस्से के बगैर। Legs of stone, legs of statue. मुजस्मे की टांगे। In the desert, in the Egyptian desert. On the sand, lying on the sand. Half sunk, half buried. नींव-शुदा दफन। Shattered, broken, तोड़ना। Visage, face of statue, चेहरा। Whose frown? The frown of the statues. तीवरी चढ़ाना। Wrinkled lips, showing pride. Sneer of cold command. Arrogance and coldness of behavior. Tell, ask, पूछा. Its sculptor, the sculptor who made this statue, संगे तराश. Well, those passion read, cold very well, express passion of pride, arrogance, garur, and self-satisfaction in the facial expression of the statue. My name is Ozymandias, king of kings. मेरा नाम ओzymandias है, बादशाहों का बादशाह. Look on my works, ye mighty and despair. ऐ ताकतवर, मेरे कारनामों पर निगाह डालो और मायूस हो जाओ. Nothing beside remains round the decay of the colossal rank, boundless and bare. The lone and level stand stretched far away. इस दियो पैकर शिकस्ता ढांचे के आसपास इसकी बसीदगी के सिवा कुछ नहीं है और इसके चारों तरफ वीरान रास फैला हुआ है. Despair, Marjus. Colossal, Kue Kamat. Rank, Vasiogars. Boundless, Tuta Puta. Bear, Nanga. Dear students, now I am going to explain the poem stanza by stanza. Stanza 1 is I met a traveller from an antique land who said two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert near them on the sand. Half sunk a shattered visage lies whose frown, he wrinkled lips and sneer of cold command, tell that his sculptor while those passions read, which yet survive stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. Reference. These lines have been taken from the poem Ozymandias written by Percy Bysshe Shelley. P.B. Shelley. Context. The poet has beautifully linked to pride and the ringed reality of life with an event. When a man gets power, he becomes proud, merciless, and cruel. He enjoys the luxuries of life and forgets his end. The poet has conveyed the idea that the feelings of superiority in a man are only self deception. The reality is nothing. Explanation. In these lines, the poet tells that he met a traveler from an old and desert land. The traveler told him that he saw two big legs standing in the desert. The two huge legs, which were made of stone, were standing without the upper part of a body. The other part of the statue lay nearby. The arms and the face were broken and it was a miserable condition. It was half sunk into the sand. The sand and the dust covered the body. Yet the signs of the displeasures and expressions of the ruthlessness and pride could be noticed on the face of the sculpture. The poet said that the skillful hands of the sculptor had left the accurate expression of the man in his sculpture. The expression of the aggression, power, and pride was even obvious on the lifeless body of the king. The poet has tried to explain the immorality has the permanent expression on our body as well as on her soul, so it can be erased even we passed away. Second stanza. And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look my works, ye mighty in despair. Nothing beside remains from the decay of the closer ring, boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away. Reference and context are same as above. Explanation. In these lines, the poet has described what we can call the message of the poem. As the traveler continued to describe what he saw in the desert, he says that there was some text written in the base of the statue. It reads as, My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look upon my works, ye mighty and despair. The text tells that the name of the king was Ozymandias. He was the most powerful king. He ordered the kings to see his statues and feel belittled. But the tragedy is that now nothing remains except the lifeless statue of the king. The huge statue itself tells about the glory of the king, but now his huge and splendid statue has fallen the victim of nature. The broken pieces of the statues are being vanished in the sand. The sand is stretched far away, and the statue of the king Ozymandias is getting a thick layer of sand on it. It cannot be seen anywhere. You may like. Exercise. Choose the correct answer. The traveler saw a dash in the desert. Statue. The poet met a dash. Traveler. His name was written on the dash. Pedestal. The rank of the statue was dash. Colossal. Mark the statement true and false. The traveler belonged to an ancient country. True. The traveler saw nothing in the desert. False. Nothing was written on the pedestal of the statue. False. Ozymandias was a prince. False. Next, add two more rhyming words to each words given below. Land, sand, hand. Stone, gone, lone. Decay, way, say. fed, bed, read. Write down the missing words in each verse. I met a traveler from an antique land. Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stood in the desert. My name is Ozymandias, king of kings. Of that colossal ring, boundless and bare. Give a summary of the poem. What kings of feelings does the poem create in the reader's mind? What did the traveler see in the desert? Question 5. Give a summary of a poem. A traveler saw a broken statue. It consisted of two huge trunkless legs. Its half-buried head was lying in the sand. The king tries to immortalize himself in the form of statue, but now even the statue was lying broken in the sand. The poet wants to show that nothing is immortal in this world. Question 6. What kind of feelings does the poet create in the reader's mind? The poem teaches us that nothing is immortal, even everything breaks down with the passage of time. It teaches us that we should not be proud of our heroic deeds. What did the travelers see in the desert? The travelers saw a statue. Its vast legs was standing in the desert. Its head was lying half sunk in the sand. It was shattered and broken. That's all my today's lecture. नेक्स्ट आप लोगों की असाइनमेंट एंड द सीव्स एंड द लाइन. थैंक यू. अल्लाह हाफिज़.